In a previous clip dealing with beginning your Facebook campaign page, I talked about going through and maybe sprucing up your banner and your profile images here. In the video I used Glen Canyon Peradventures as one of the 5 examples in that. So I wanted to go through and show you a little bit how you can go through and use your own photography and use a pretty straightforward graphic software to go through and put things together. And chances are you already have this. It's a presentation software that I'm using. This one happens to be Keynote that ships with my Mac. But even if you're not using your own computer, if you have Google Docs, you can go through and use a slide presentation software. Let me go into that really quickly and show you. I'm already logged in. If I go into slides, there I have presentation software set up and ready to go as well. And I can use this to go through and import images, and I can put text over images. I can even animate a bit if I want to go through and get that fancy with it. Facebook banners will allow you to do a video, 20 to 90 seconds within that. So you can do an animation of maybe your tagline building on or whatever the case might be. There's lots of things that you can do with this. So you have the ability, you have access actually to that type of word processing, or not word processing, graphics processing software. Let me show you how. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to open up Keynote. And in this particular Keynote file is where I have the images that I'm using for Glen Canyon Peradventures. And this was a campaign that we launched as we launched the company over Christmas time about a year and a half ago. As we built the Facebook site, the first thing I wanted here was the profile pic to be some type of an identification for us. And you can see as you scroll down through the page that that becomes somewhat of a logo. Now it's pretty tiny here to go through and see, but as I roll over it, you see that. And so there's a continuity of identity. And I'm not going to change this. Okay, I'm going to keep it there. Now, my own critique here is there's just too much information happening within this, and maybe I could transfer that over here. Anyway, I would get away from aesthetics and not worry about it so much. But let me show you how I got there, I guess is what I'm trying to get into. I'm going to go back to the Keynote, and I'm just going to deconstruct this slide here. I'm going to select everything within all this and copy it, and then I'm going to paste it in here. So you can see I have a background and then I have 2 text elements within this. And all for the text elements, all I did was go through and import text and then typed it out, pick the font that I wanted it in. The font for these guys is an Arial Unicode MS, both of them are. Peradventures in all caps, Glen Canyon is current together as well, and this all follows a style guide that I've set up for the campaign there. And if you'll notice, they also have a bit of a drop shadow. In fact, let me pull Glen Canyon up here, and you can see how that drop shadow looks like it's kind of falling on the rocks in the background. And that's all done over here within the style icon. Drop shadow, let me take drop shadow out. So if you watch up here, see it disappear, and see how it becomes just really boring, two-dimensional. And as I put that back in, it gives it some depth, and it also gives it some contrast to go against, so it's a little bit easier to see that way. So I've created those and I've put them over an image. The image I just went through and imported, and I took this out of a photo, iPhoto here. Let's, you know what, for kicks, let's go through and create a new one. Just so you have an idea what it is that I'm talking about. So let's go to media. This is let me do this one instead. This has become iconic. So this is this is a tree out in a place called the Mountain Meadow, and this is a place where a horrible massacre happened back in 1857. I've studied this and followed this, and I've produced a documentary and lots of things about this. And let's say I want to turn this into somewhat of a title graphic that way. So I'm going to add text here. Oh, you know what? I want to do it this way. Let's do 3 individual words so I can, or text blocks. Okay. So I'm going to stylize Mountain Meadows here. Actually, It should be singular, but who cares? I'm not going to worry about it right now. So I'm going to select the text and go back here. And I want to find something that is a little bit more script friendly within this, but still very readable. And not a whole lot I have to choose from. So I'm going to go with this Savage LET. I don't like that at all. Savoy rather. Do I want to do that? There we go. Okay, let's work with that. And because this, I might want this to stand out a little bit more. Let me see what a bold and that looks like. That is a bold. That's not going to go anymore. All right, so that works out. Okay, massacre is going to have a whole different meaning in and of itself. I'm going to go all caps on this, and I'm going to kern it out. Meaning I'm putting a space in between those, and I could probably do that even more so. I'm really kind of getting into this a little bit. I'm going to size this down. And pull it in. I'm also going to, let's make that bold. No, I hate that. And let me go through and kern that out just a little bit more. I'm going to add 2 more spaces in each. Okay. All right, now we're getting somewhere. And what would happen if I put a drop shadow on that? Let me go and select it all. And let's go into Style and do a drop shadow. Let's see what that does for me. Yeah, see, so it makes it pop just a little bit more in terms of that drop shadow coming into that. I'm going to do the same thing with this one as well. There we go. See the contrast is going off. Now this is pretty insignificant in terms of but I don't want to go make it any different. I'm working with 2 fonts. If I add 1 more font, it's going to be problematic. So, you know, I'm going to kern this out the same way. And what size was this one? We did that in 21. Let's go back to 21 on this one as well. So, sorry. So you see the rules come up and keep everything lined up as I'm going through and editing. Sorry, I need to pull this one out. Okay, and I'm just going to straighten up that kerning there. And let's throw a shadow on that one as well so we have some continuity with it. Drop shadow, there it is. Pull this one back up. Whoop. And there it is. Now we did that, what, 2 minutes? Okay, to go through and create. Now I can make a banner out of this. All right, if I was creating a Facebook page, this whole strip inside here works out very well for me to go through and create a banner for Mountain Meadow Massacre. That way I can save this. Oh, it's going to be okay. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to play it, and I'm going to go through and photograph that, and I'll get back out and pull up then the graphic itself that we've created under desktop, and I'm going to go to, since I made a screenshot of it, I'm going to go screenshot. There it is. Pull it up. Now in the screenshot, I can go through and kind of crop this into perhaps the banner size that I'll be using. I like that. I'm going to save that. And I'm going to pull that out from the clipboard that it says, whoops, sorry about that. Go away, go away, go away. Don't save that one. Let me do that one more time. I'm trying to do this too fast. I really like the texture and the color and the drop shadows and things that are going on here. So I'm going to copy that, and then from preview, I'm going to import that from the clipboard. And there it is. There's my banner. It might be a little too narrow, but let's see what goes on. I'm going to call this Mountain Meadow Massacre banner, and I'm going to save that, and I've saved that to iCloud. Actually, I'm going to save this to desktop, just to make it easier. Okay, now let's go out to, let's say we're going to, don't want to make a page. You know what, let me just change the banner on this so you get an idea of what it is I'm talking about. Oh, go away. Let me get back in so I can edit the page. And we're going to change cover and choose from photos. Oops, I need to upload a photo for that one, sorry. Yeah, that was on my desktop, and that was under Mountain Meadow. MMM banner. Pull that in. And it's going to bring it in. I might need to center it. There we go. Okay. And there it is. There's my new banner, set and ready to go. And again, it was pretty straightforward to do. And you can see there's not a lot of kerning going on. There's very little pixelating because the image that I'm using is good size. And the fact that I played it back and then did a screenshot of that preserves the integrity then of the pixels and how that comes together. All right. So I hope this was helpful for you in going through and creating your graphics for your campaign. What is it you want to do?